Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Mr. Crypto Vet coming at you guys with a brand new video. And this one is going to be very useful across the board. You can use this with not only crypto, with anything. If you trade futures, Forex, what have you, I am going to be giving you a crash course intro class to TradingView. I know a lot of people might use MT4, MT5, Ninja Trader. There's so many different platforms out there that you can use to chart, but TradingView is somewhat universal, and it's what a lot of the professional use out there to mark up their charts before they enter the market on their prospective broker. And because of that, and a lot of people don't know how to maneuver, how to get around the TradingView features and all the cool functions that you can do. This is going to be just a simple crash course on how to do that, how you can upgrade to the different tiers, and so much more. So I'm going to hop right into the video. But before I do, I just want to remind you guys, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just for education and entertainment purposes only. And without further ado, we're going to hop right into it. And if there's anything that I miss in this video that you want me to cover, be sure to leave a comment down below. Also, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you get notified each and every time I drop new content onto the channel. So we're going to hop right into it. I'm going to share my screen here. So TradingView, to get to it, basically you're going to go to tradingview.com, or there is a link down in the description below of this video that you can use. And you might have a discount code applied if you choose to upgrade to one of the paid tiers. So be sure to click on that link and register for an account. But when you get there, it's going to take you to this page, and you will click on Get Started. When you click on Get Started, it's going to offer you a $0 forever sign up, no credit card needed. This is what you're going to use for the free version. Okay. There's some other levels that you have here. How it's got plans for every level. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend upgrading to any of these until you are familiar with TradingView, how it works, all the ins and outs. And you're going to get to a point where you get stuck because it will limit you to only X amount of charts per tab, X amount of indicators per tab, X amount of price alerts. So once you get to the level to where you need to have these things, then that's when I would recommend advancing. But to get started, if this is your very first time, you're brand new getting into trading, the free version is good enough. Another pro tip that I have the premium version of this, but I didn't pay $5.99 for the year. I wait till Black Friday. Black Friday every year, they have a ridiculous special. I want to say I paid like 200 bucks for the premium for the full year. So that would be a really good time to check that out. They also run promotions all throughout the year. Keep an eye out on that and always come back and check on this video. Like I said, I'll have a link in the description so you can get started with that. But you're going to want to just click this, sign up, and then you can use your email account, your Facebook account, or whatever you want to get started and register your account. Like I said, there's no credit card. I already have an account here, a free account, and I'm just going to go ahead and get logged into that free account. Basically, I'll just hit this little icon. And just like that, we are now logged in. So the way that you're going to maneuver this, you can go click on TradingView. It'll always take you back to the home screen. This right side is your watch list. If you don't see where it says watch list up at the top, you can come over here and click on this. It looks like a square with 3 lines in the middle of it. This is your watch list. The watch list is where you're going to put the things that you're looking to trade over on this list. You have different categories of things you can trade, like indices. Indices are going to be things like the SPX, S&P 500, the Dow Jones Industrial Average or US 30, the NDQ or the US 100 index. You got your dollar here. So like I said, you can put whatever you want. You can do stocks, and you see how it'll categorize all the different stuff. You have futures right here, Forex, crypto, all the different stuff that you can do. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to click on SPX. And then you're going to hit see on super charts. If you don't see on super charts, you can also click this square right here, and it'll automatically open up a chart for you. Okay. Now, I'm going to remove these indicators here, and I'm going to show you what your chart will look like brand spanking new. all the way to the color scheme. All right, so your chart will more than likely be as white as this. And if you prefer to have a white background, that's fine. I don't like a white background, so I have changed it to dark theme. And to do that, you just simply right click anywhere in this backspace, and you can go to color theme and change this to dark. The other way that you can get to it is you can click on your logo in the upper left hand corner, I'm sorry, and then go down here in the menu and toggle the dark mode. Okay. So that is how you go from dark mode to regular mode. And like I said over here, if you wanted to, let's just say I wanted to add a stock. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and then I'm going to hit add a symbol. And then you can see all these different subcategories up here. If I wanted to look for a stock, I can click stock, or I can just start typing it in. If I wanted Google, I could just type in GOO, and there it is up at the top, right? But let's just say this list came up and you see something that you want. Let's say you wanted to trade Meta and you wanted the data for that. You would just hit this plus button right here, and you see how add to watch list will pop up. And now it's over there. You can hit this X, and now you have Meta over here on your watch list. Okay. So another really neat thing that you can use TradingView for is looking at different time frames. So let's look at, we're already on SPX. So let's say I wanted to look at the daily time frame. Right now, this is on the 15-minute time frame. We know that because it's got a 15M right here, as well as a 15 right here. So if you want to change the interval, you can just simply click on it. You'll left click, and then you have all these different date ranges that you can change it to. All right. Now, some of these you have to have a paid version to be able to see down to like the 1 second, for example. I don't think it'll show you. Yeah, see, it's going to make you upgrade for that. All right. 1 second is extremely fast anyways. You don't really want to look at that. I was just showing you an example of how quickly you can get data in real time. But let's just say I wanted to look at the daily time frame. I could just hit the 1 day. And then over here on the right side where price is, if you left click, hold down, this will make your candles bigger and smaller. And then if you just click anywhere on the dark space or your background, you can move this around. And then, like I said, you left click on this and it'll make your candles bigger or smaller. However you like to do that. If you have a wheel, if you're on a traditional mouse and it has a wheel in the middle, you can also scroll on that wheel up and down, and it'll make your chart squeeze and expand by doing that. All right. So that's the 1 day. Now let's say I wanted to look at, a 15-minute chart. I will click on 15 minutes. Now, the smaller that you get in time frame, your candles are going to appear like really, really stretched out. So all you have to do is come over here to the right side where price is, click and drag, and it'll make your candles appear normal again. Now, let's say I wanted to go back and forth between a couple different time frames up here. I can actually save these as a favorite. So if you go over here, let's say I'm use the 5-minute time frame for entries. I click the star right here, and it'll add it to my favorites. Let's say I look at the hour for when I'm doing my top-down analysis. Now I have 2 time frames that are saved, and they're going to be up here saved, and then you have your current time frame that you're looking on now. So you won't constantly have to go and click on this menu to change your time interval. You can simply just toggle back and forth between between 5-minute and 1 hour. Now let's talk about the breakdown of a candle really quick, just for our new folks here. You can change the color of these candles. Like, I know a lot of people like to have green candles for their bull candles and red candles for their bear candles. To do that, you'll right click in the backspace, and then you'll go to color theme. Oops, sorry, that's incorrect. What you'll do is you'll right click on the background and you go to settings. And then it might be here or here. All you have to do is select the one that says symbol. And now you can change the color of the candles right here. You should be able to. Yep. So all you'll do is you'll click the body of the candle for your up candle. If you want to have a more of a neon green, you can do that. Or if you want to have, like a forest green or something, you can do that. All right, so let's just keep it light green. And then the bear candle is already red, so we'll leave that the way it is. The borders, you want to change those colors as well to match. All right, and then the wick, you can also do this. So now it's more of a defined green versus that blue. So you can also come in here and change other things as well. You can come in here and play around. But I just wanted to show you how to change your candle color more than anything. Then you'll hit OK to apply. All right, so now we know that on this bull candle right here, the very bottom of this candle, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so we can see. The very bottom of this candle, if you hover over it, just above at the top of this black screen, if you follow this dotted line up and you look here, this is where it breaks down the price that you have hovered over for your candle. So O is for the opening price. That's where the price of the candle opened. H is for the price high of the candle. L is for the low price, the low. And then C is for the close. Now remember, the close and the low and the open and the high can be completely different numbers. Sometimes they're the same if they don't have a wick. All right, so keep an eye on this area as I hover over this candle. This is a green bull candle. The open was 46.96.30, right? So if I go all the way down to the bottom of this candle and you follow my crosshair over to the right, you'll see price is also over there. So see 46.96.34. So there's a little bit, plus or minus a little bit of a discrepancy there. But the open was down here at the bottom of 46.96. All right. You can see the low of this is 46.96.15. So there was a little bit, and you can see that tiny little wick there of less than $1. And you can see that was the low of the candle. So it's not a full body or a flat bottom candle. Now, the high of the candle was 47.18.59. And if you, once again, if you go to the top and you follow that crosshair over, you can see it's right about exactly where it says 47.18.28 plus or minus, because I'm not perfect like the computer is. Then you have the close, which is this right here. The close is the top of this flat part of the candle, and that's 47.15.08. And then you can see it corresponds with the price over there to the right hand side. So that's how you read a candle, and this is where you'll go. You can put this crosshair anywhere. The crosshair will correspond with your price over here on the right hand side. Doesn't matter what chart you're on. And then the bottom over here, this is going to tell you your date and time. So as we know, we're looking at the 1 hour time frame, and this candle in particular right here, we know this is from Friday, January 5th, 2024 for the 14:30 time frame. All right. Now also keep in mind, if you're trading something that requires data in real time like this, you can come up here and see the market is going to update every 5 seconds. But if we were looking at the futures contract, or the ES, for example, I'm just going to add it here. So we're going to go to futures, ES. All right. And then we're going to add it to our chart. Now, you see how it has this little D right here? That means that this is a delay in time data, and the delay looks to be about 10 minutes. All right. So as you can see right now, this is showing 1700. This is 1600. All right. Oh, you know what? Let's make this the proper time frame. That's another thing. I'm like, why is this time off? This is not 5 o'clock yet. But so down here, you will want to adjust your time zone. All right. So I'm on East Coast time. So I'll look for New York, change that over, and now I'll have real time. So see now, that makes much more sense. All right. So it's 12 o'clock. All right. And now we're getting data, but this is still delayed data because right now it's currently 107. And if I go down to my 5 minute, for example, you see we have 12:55 and right now it's 107. So we're delayed by about 10-ish minutes, 10-ish, 15-ish minutes. So I'm gonna go back to the hour here. If you want to have real-time data, all you have to do is click on this and click on learn more. Okay. And then you just click on buy real-time data. It's really, really inexpensive. If you're a non-professional, click on non-professional, confirm and continue. And then I want to say also, you do actually have to have a paid membership for the data. All right. So this is one of those points in your TradingView journey where it might be worth it to just go ahead and get the essentials so you'll have real-time data. But if you're not ready for that, you can go off the delay data and use whatever chart you're executing from to make your moves. So like I said, this is just mostly education for TradingView. What I'll do, I have a premium account. I'll switch over to that so you can see what it looks like and what the differences are. But I'm going to keep going through this tutorial just to show you some of the features that you have access to. All right, so over here, this is your crosshair. And basically, this is what we're using. You can see the crosshair is there where my mouse is moving across the screen. If I wanted to change that, now it's a dot. All right, so if I wanted to, pinpoint and, I feel like I'm in Call of Duty or something. But then if you just want the arrow, you can do that. But it doesn't really have the dotted grid that goes to the right and to the left and to the up and to the down. So I tend to leave mine on crosshair. All right. And then now what you'll notice is that you have some more tools, right? You got a whole long row of tools. You don't really need a whole bunch of these, but there's a couple in particular that will come in handy. One that I really use often is the horizontal line. And I will draw a horizontal line, let's just say right there. Okay, just for practice sake. You can click on it and drag it, move it up and down. If you don't want it anymore, you just hit this trash can. But now, instead of going here and clicking on horizontal line each time, let's say I want to make it a favorite. So watch what happens to the chart. Now, I have a favorites bar that appeared up here, and you can change these out as you wish. All right, and you can move this around if it's in your way. But another common tool that I use is a square. All right, so to get to your square, you'll come over here to this brush icon, and then you'll come down to shapes, then you'll just click on this rectangle. Okay, rectangle, square, tomato, tomato, right? So what you'll do if you want to draw, you just click one time, and then you can stretch it, draw it, whatever you want. Let's just say I'm gonna make it from here to here. All right, no reason in particular. I'm just giving this as an example. If you didn't want this background filled in, you can just make it match the background of the chart. And now it's not filled in anymore. You can see straight through. If you want to change the color of the border, you can do that. Let's just say I wanted to make this a red box. Boom. If I wanted to fill it in red, boom. All right. Another thing you'll notice with the free version is that these ads will pop up. If you want to get rid of them, you just click on the X. Okay. So now we know how to draw a box. Once it's drawn, you can click on the outer edges, and then you can click and drag it to move it if you want, or you can resize it if you want. All right, let's resize it to here, and then we're done with it for now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna trash it. All right. Let's see, what are some other common things? If you want to measure and see how many ticks of movement a candle is going, you can click on this ruler. All right, and then you can just start from wherever, click one time, and then drag down to wherever you want, and then you can click it one more time, and it'll give you your measurement right here and let you know. And then, the computer is way smarter than any of us will ever be. But to double check its math, you can come to the start of this ruler. You see you have 4759.75 down to what, 4736.25. And that's a difference of 2350. And then it gives you the answer right here. So you don't have to do any of that. Now, if I wanted to make those things favorites, let's just say I will click on this little arrow, and I'll click on the star, and now it's up here next to my horizontal line. All right, same thing for this ruler. Let's just say, oops, I accidentally clicked it. Let's just click on that to remove it. Oh, it's not letting me make this a favorite. That's okay. Oh, it's because you don't really need it as a favorite. This is the only icon that you have over here. You'll notice that these don't have a right arrow to expand for more tools. Here's all these different icons and stuff that you can use. Let's see what happens when we click on this. It's somewhere, I'm assuming. There we go. You just click on the chart and let's just say I wanted to make this a little bit bigger. Boom. All right. Now there's no real need that you need that for when you're trading, but hey, if you want to like send a picture to a friend or something, go for it. This can be another useful one. This is the text. So if I wanted to put a message on here, I can just type text, click where you want it, and just say, what time frame are we on? We're on the 1 hour and we're bullish right now. And then we'll click OK. And then you can click on this and we can put it like right here. And then if we want to make it bigger, we will click on the font size and then we can make it 28, just like you would in like a Word document or what have you. But there's so many different tools and features that you can use with this. The main thing that you're going to need is to learn how to read the candles effectively. You're probably going to use this horizontal line a lot. All right, so I'm going to drop some here, and I'll drop another one like here. And then basically what I like to look for in my trading style is I like to look for manipulation in the market. So if I'm on the 1 hour time frame on the ES, I'm looking for FUs to the upside or to the downside, and that's how I know I have manipulation. So what is my most recent manipulation here in this trend? We have a manipulation to the upside, and then we also have a double bottom. Let's see here. The bottom of this price, the low is 47.3275. 47.3275. So we have a double bottom. I'm going to mark this as an area of interest right here. And you can see right here, 47.3275. That's my double bottom. But I have an FU right here. I'm going to get my little tool to draw around. Let's do a circle, actually. Or let's just do a brush. So this is an FU to the upside. That's horrible looking, my drawing, but you get the gist. All right, and if you want more information on why I trade that way, it's just because of manipulation in the market and high probability setups this way, especially on the higher time frames. But if you did something by accident and you want to erase it, but you can't click on it like I can't right now, for whatever reason, it's not letting me. Oh, that's because I'm still on this. I'm gonna get rid of that. You can click on something, it's still drawn for me. So you see how I have this undo create brush? You can click on that a couple of times and it'll just start deleting your stuff for you. Click it, click it. You see I've been clicking all over the place with that, but I'm just going to get rid of that. And then I'm going to show you what I mean by FU to the upside. So you can see we were in a downtrend right here. And then this candle came and swept liquidity under this doji, and then it reversed in the opposite direction. So this is kind of like a FU to the retail traders. And now you can see here, we are going on an upward channel ever since this FU to the upside. And you'll find the same thing happens time and time again in the market when you go back. So, oh man, how do I get rid of this tool? I know how. Get to my crosshair again. There we go. All right, so let's look for an FU to the downside. So here is an FU to the downside. You see we were on a downtrend, and then it looked like the market was going to reverse. It took liquidity up here, and then it continued on to the downside. So this is an FU to the downside, and you can see that the market did continue to go down. Here's another FU to the downside. It took liquidity above this previous candle and continued on down in its trend. All right. Here's an attempted FU to the downside. Let's see here. We can, I mean, look at this stuff for days and days and days and see how it plays out in the market. Here's an FU to the upside right here. So you can see the market was coming down. It looked like it was going to continue, and then it said psych, and it went up, and you can see the upward trend ever since that FU to the upside. All right. So I mean, this, you'll see these things play out in the market time and time and time again. All right, you can see that this is a huge order block level of liquidity right here. And let's see if it ever retests it. So here's another example where I would use my horizontal line. All right, and then I'm just going to draw that out. And let's see if price ever retested that. And right here, you'll see that price almost collected that liquidity at the bottom of that huge upward trend that we had a couple of days ago at NFP. Now, that's how you do it on the manual version. Let's delete some of these lines here. We have the secret, all right? We have the indicator that will take all that guesswork out of your trading, basically, and show you where all those areas of manipulations are. We'll show you where the FUs are, so you have high probabilities in the market when you trade. But before I do that, I do want to cover a couple more things just on TradingView, and they're pretty important. So if you want to change your candle style, if you don't like these regular candles, which that's what I use to personally trade, but you can click here and you can change this out to hollowed candles if you want to. Or you can change these over to Hakanashi candles, and this is going to show you more of the trend, right? So red is your trend down, greens are your trend up. But I don't really use either of those. I just stick to the regular candles. Next, indicators. This is another really cool thing to use on your chart, and this is why people love TradingView so much. It's really easy to get to, really easy to apply technicals to your chart. So let's just say I wanted to do a moving average. I can add it. All right, so more indicators means more trading possibilities. So I already have 2 indicators, and that's all you get with the basic plan. So if you want to upgrade and you wanted to put more indicators on your chart, you would simply need to upgrade to one of the paid plans. All right. So and I'll show you what that looks like on my paid account. But for time's sake, I just want to turn on these indicators that I have to show you exactly what we're talking about in the market. All right. So with the BluPrint Edge, let me just do one at a time. It's not to confuse you guys. So with the BluPrint Edge, this is going to tell me my high probability setups for a sell or a buy on every time frame. All right, so here you'll see we have an amazing buy opportunity, and these candles just proceeded to shoot up. We had some amazing sell opportunities earlier, and you see here they went down. This is an indication to add to my position. We want to add to your positions that are winning, and we want to cut your losers really quick. That's what will make you and keep you a profitable trader in the market. Here's some more examples of some sells. Here's some examples of some buys. I'm telling you, these, man, I was involved in another project last year. I won't mention any names, but there was promise of some really cool things with alerts on MT4, and it just never really panned out like I hoped or like I wanted it to. But with this new BluPrint indicator, it's just been a complete game changer, and this doesn't not teaching you how the retail traders trade. That's where all the liquidity is, and when they come up and the institutions are eating the retail money through manipulation. So we are learning how to trade with the institutions and where to chase all that manipulation and liquidity in the market, which, speaking of, that's what the BluPrint targets and manipulation algo does. You can see here we had a double top over to the left of this pattern, and that just means price was either identical or really close to being identical up at the top. And you can have double bottoms as well, but this just happens to be a double top, but then price went down. So that means liquidity was left up here at this level. And when we got this buy alert, this is my indication to know how far in the market price can move. Okay, because we have liquidity that was left here, we have liquidity that was left here, and then we have more liquidity up at these levels. So if you've ever struggled to say, man, I don't know when to get out of my trade, these are some good areas that you can target. Take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3, take profit, and so on, and manage your trade that way. So that's what these areas of liquidity are. You can see it's not just to the upside, we have them to the downside as well in blue. This is an area of liquidity. Right now, we're on an uptrend with this buy signal, but maybe once it takes this liquidity right here, we might turn around and get a sell signal back down, and institutions might come to look and take these levels of liquidity down here. The way I like to explain to someone is if you're on a street corner and these have already been taken. So if behind you, you have 200, like $210,000 sitting over here, and then you have, a little less than, $50,000 sitting up here, which direction are you going to want to go? Which bag of money are you going to want? So that's just a simple analogy, really simplifying it, but there's more that goes into that there. So if this has been useful for you, please leave a like, please leave a comment. Make sure you reach out to me if you want to be involved in my training community, a part of BluPrint. We have an amazing master trader. His name is Dr. Chris Cole. He's an exclusive trader for Nadex. He's a 7-figure trader. Actually, I'm sorry. He's an 8-figure trader and manages a 9-figure hedge fund. So what I'll do next, and one of the last things I'll do, is show you the difference between what a free account looks like with TradingView versus a premium account. So I'm gonna drag that down. Give me 1 second. All right, so I know this might look like a lot, but this is kind of my setup right here. And I've got things that are marked up on my chart. As you can see, you can have basically unlimited favorite time frames up here. Another really neat thing is that you can change how many layouts you have, how many screens you have showing across one monitor. Up here, you can click on this. If you want to have 3 time frames going across, you'll click on a 3. If you want to have 4 time frames going across in like a square formation, you can do that. I'll show you what that looks like. So if I click the square, now I have my futures chart, and the major difference, I have the paid data. So it's only like $4 or $5 a month. Really, it's super, super inexpensive to do to get real-time data. But let's just say up here, I got a 5-minute chart. Down here, I got a 30-minute chart. Down here, I got a 1-hour chart. And then down here, I want to do a 4-hour chart. I would just click on it to make sure it's got the blue edge around it. And then I would make sure it's 4. And now I have a 4-hour chart down here so we can see what's happening. As you can see, right off of this retest, right off of this area is an FU to the upside right here. And it came down and actually retested this FU to the upside, and as you can see, it took off to the upside. And that's where we are now on this hour time frame, and on this 30-minute time frame. You can see all these different FUs. These are all FUs that have these little green arrows. They're just confluence and confirmations to be able to add to your order, all the way down to the 5-minute time frame. But this is a little bit too much for me. I'm going to go back to my 3 chart layout that I had, which is the hour, the 30-minute, and the 5-minute. All right, so as you can see, I've got multiple indicators up here. If I wanted to add EMAs, I would just hit this little eye icon. If I wanted to remove them all the way, I would just hover over and hit the X. All right, now that's off. The same thing with this one. If I want to delete it, hit the X. All right, and then so as you can see here, I've got go. And if you want to turn stuff off without deleting it to re-add it, you can just hit the hide button with the eyeball. And then on the indicators, if you want to add them to your favorites, similar to the time frames, you just hit this little star and it'll add it to your favorites right here, or you'll have to constantly go to technicals and type it in each time that you want to do that. So we don't want to do that. And we're just going to leave it the way that it is. Oh, one of the most important things, another really cool and interesting tool that you have is alerts. You can add an alert to your chart. And when you do that, I'm just going to click on alerts. You can see some of these that are active. I know that might look like a lot, but let's just say I wanted to, what's the next area target that we have up here? So it's $17,000 of liquidity. And if I scrunch down, you can see that it was left at the top of this candle. All right, so let's just say I wanted to wait for price to get up there. And then I didn't want to be in front of my computer, so I'm just going to click on this little plus right here. I'm going to add an alert. And now when price comes up here and triggers, it's going to ring a little bell on my screen. Let's see if I can get one to activate, actually, so you can hear what it sounds like. Oh, I don't think I have sound turned on to the record. That's okay. But you can change the sound. If you double click on these, you can put a note in here. So I have ES1 crossing, high level of liquidity. All right. And then if I wanted to have it sent to my phone and in an email, I would come over here to notifications and select those options. Okay, notify in the app, show a pop-up on my push notifications. If I wanted it to send me an email, I can also do that. Play a sound. I got a handbell right now. You could even send the email to SMS. So if you want to make sure that you're getting notified by not being in front of the computer, be sure to set some alerts on your chart. And then that way you can go on and live the rest of your life and do whatever you want to do, however you want to do that. But you can only do a couple of alerts if you have the free version versus the paid version. I've got premium, so I can have like as many alerts as I want. But let's just say I wanted it. Matter of fact, I did have an alert set up right here for this zone of this FU to the upside. And you can see that it did come down touch, and I was in this buy, boom, all the way up through these zones. So it just took liquidity here at 166,000 worth of liquidity. I'm gonna move this box actually so you can see. Maybe I'll move the box. Yes, I will move the box. Oh, there was a couple levels of liquidity here. So 166 and 154. And this is the liquidity at 166. This is the liquidity at 154. So now that it took those levels of liquidity, it might be looking to turn around. And if we come over here to the 5-minute, you can see that it did create an FU to the downside. So it took liquidity above this previous candle, and now it looks like it wants to head back down. We'll see if this plays out. It don't play favor to the smaller time frames. Use these as your entries. And it's going to let you know. Same thing, we're looking at the 30-minute time frame. We have a short alert right here. So it might be looking to turn around and grab these levels of liquidity down here. So I hope this was useful for you. I hope this was helpful. Let me see if I can get that purple block back. Boom, there it is. And when you move the purple block, and let's just say I put an alert on this time frame, it's also going to put the alert on all these other time frames as well. So you don't have to add it individually to each screen. Another feature that I love about TradingView. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope this was useful. If you want more education and you want to learn some more tips and tricks on how to use TradingView, feel free to reach out to me. My contact is in the description box of this email. Feel free to send me an email, and we can chop it up some more. If you want access to the indicators and the algorithms that you've seen on my TradingView chart, be sure to click on the opportunity in the description for BluPrint. We do have some free options right now for people to get started. Come check it out, see if it works for you. If not, no big deal, no hard foul. If it is, hey, great. I can show you how to take the next steps as well. If you're looking to enroll for a TradingView account, I do have a link down below that you can use to sign up for that. And there may be a code that you'll get a discount on as well. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video all the way to the end, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.